All right, it's time to cook. Let's go. All right, so I got everything set up. Sorry, I did that with the sound of the music. It's funny. It sounded dramatic. All right, so got Bolt set up on GitHub, which means now I can add both of my GitHub repositories in here. You'll see why that's important in a second. So my 7%. Okay, Bolt, you were typing some stuff, weren't you? Let's take package JSON out. So that is front end. I just like this naming convention because it helps when you start incorporating a lot of different things, which I'm about to show you in a second. So how do I want to do this? Okay, so who am I pulling? Who am I calling? Calling on Avery. That's right. Is that Avery? Okay. Can you use Avery mission persona in the project knowledge as well as the general documents in the project knowledge about rhythm rhythm. There's an overview and a feature, and prompt Avery to build the initial project plan so that product plan going to you. How should I put this? To incorporate. This is my first time doing it. This, by the way, incorporate, because I just created these personas this morning, and haven't had a chance to use them yet. Avery to build out the initial product plan to incorporate for all of the user stories and based on what we are aiming to build. Ready for this? I don't think you're ready. I'm gonna be honest. You pull the persona of the brand designer, and actually let's just use them by name because we're really trying to dog food this. So who we need to pull next? We need to pull Sybil. We also need Aria from the project knowledge to prompt them to work on the initial spirit, attitude, tone, and vibe of a rhythm. Every time, gosh, rhythm. Use the general product overview and feature documents located in the project knowledge for I'm gonna use deep research for this, by the way, later, not now. For extra context. here. Okay, the project plan. Yeah, she's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Perfect. She's still going. Okay, now turn those user stories into a complete understanding and breakdown of every. I remember all their names. All right, every. How should I put this? Of every file needed. How about this? This is why I need a CTO persona. Okay, now I need to turn everything that Avery said, plus all of the features and functions from that document in the knowledge base into a comprehensive breakdown. All of the files that need to be written, broken down a feature, and grouped by front end, back end. Here. Can you use deep research to take everything you've said and run it through what other project management tools are like? See if there are any tidbits or ways of crafting the product that we could innovate on. Okay, then I'm going to wait for that to happen, and I'm going to clear deep research, and I'm going to ask the platform to code it. Whew. Okay, so they're going to do that. Let's see what they did. This is a lot, right? Watch this. Can you come up with a urban style guide and direction makes sense based on the project knowledge documents? Detailing what we want to build. So if you look here, like what they're coming up with, so basically like by bringing them both in, so I had like some of them, like the designers are all very like abstract thinkers, which is kind of funny. So It says right here, rhythm isn't a project management tool. It's a conscious orchestrator. For the polymath entrepreneur, those rare brilliants who hold multiple features in their mind simultaneously. So this person's a lot, but the marketer is really good at distilling things. See, rhythm speaks in inevitable simplicity, language so clear it feels like remembering rather than learning. See, so we're kind of bringing this all out. Make sure it's rooted and that it feels a part of and not so abstract that no one can grasp it. Okay. Okay, so they're still doing the analysis over here. They've been doing deep research for a while. Okay, so now we need, who do we need now? Oh, okay, product designer. So now we need the product designer to come in and look through everything that has just happened. Because then we're going to take these people's brand style guide and we're going to put it on top of the brand, or we're going to put it on top of the product. It might be done in time, so I don't really need to do this. See, they're doing more than they need to, which is totally fine. I'm not mad at that at all. Because I'm basically gonna come over here and I'm gonna basically tell, here, let's go ahead and do that actually. Who's the product designer? Pull the Quinn Meridian persona to help with product design for rhythm. Rhythm. The project overview feature set are all in the project knowledge, and the current state of the product design is located in the front end code base. Use the early brand style guide to help you frame your thinking of where we might be going. Feel free to innovate where needed and go your instinct. So you can also pull, it's pretty cool, you can also pull multiple people in. So right now I just had 2 people come in, right? So right here, I'm gonna come up here and kind of go, because I don't really like this right now, but I'm trying to show you an example, because this is not, again, this is not a product I'm actually gonna roll out to anyone, but this is how I look at attached. See if it can pull this off. Let's see what they came up with over here. Oh, they're still not done. 5 minutes. They're still analyzing everything. 568 sources. Okay. Well, you keep on doing what you do. That's funny. Uh, he said he's looking through the diagnosis. So he did diagnose, which I didn't know he was going to do. Said the clean architecture and thoughtful information hierarchy. These are good foundations, but we're designing a flow management system, and right now it feels more like a task management than task orchestration. The difference: management is mechanical, orchestration is musical. So now it's going to go through, put its little thing on it. All right. But what I'm going to do here after this is I'm going to say, all right, write the code to update the front end, right? And I'll show you exactly how we're going to build this because we only have like probably 15 more minutes. So we're going to stop there with them. I do not like these primary colors. Yeah, okay. We got to do something better with these colors. These colors are not great. And this person is still working on the product management. Okay, so they just wrote it. Okay, cool. From that document to build, feel free to use the artifact to help frame some of the thinking or to pull Avery in further to help with the brass tacks of building out a full breakdown. All right, so they're gonna work on that. They already did the brand. We're working here now. Okay, so we're gonna take this. Huh. I don't like how they stuck with the conducting thing. I think that comes from how I designed Sybil. I think she's a little bit too much. Whereas like Arya's a lot easier to, a lot more grounded. Okay, so can you build out the design files? We'll adjust. Okay. Can you then build out all of the improvements that you would make to the current front end code base based on the design that you've Come on, man. Let's go. Talking to myself. You've seen so far. Use when were needed to gauge the fit of your code with what we want to build and brand style guide. All right, so they're building out all the features right here, okay, right? I'm going to take this also in a second, and I'm going to download it. This is perfect. Oh man, I hope I get time to show y'all how I've learned to use codex. Okay, so I can probably do away with this. This is where they were doing the brand, right? So both of these are writing code at the same time. This is still writing code. See what I mean? So this is just writing the planning stuff, right? All right, so I'm gonna take this document, save it as a PDF. It's 24 pages. Let's do this. Complete. Do this. All right, now we're gonna come out here. Also, we're gonna pull all of this information into here. Yeah. Into here. Let's call it like MVP build or something. Oh, I forgot you could do that. File. MVP. As far as I can go. Okay. MVP code file structure. Okay, we're gonna save all that. And then can I just do all of these like that? Cool. That's gonna take forever, so we're not gonna do all of these. Oh. I was like, what just happened? Alright. We'll do that one. Because then we're gonna go back. Let's see, 40. Okay, we got 20 minutes to build. Okay. All right, cool. So now we're gonna add this up here. All right, so now at this point, we have the front end, the back end code bases right here. We now have the file structure of the whole project. We have the 8 personas to help us build. And then we have the project overview. Okay, so, oh, you're still coding, huh? All right, see, and this is where I'm like, this is why I have 19 million tokens, right? Because at this point, like, I kind of don't need Bolt right now, because the CSS is not done. If this was done, I would have been able to do it. But as it stands, this is taking too long, so I really don't need Bolt. So I'm gonna move it over here to the side. All right, I'll move this running list of the agents over to the side too, because we don't need that either. All right, let's roll. All right, so now we're gonna use codex. Where's that? It's over here, right? They're going to start charging for this. This is gonna be insane. Every time I use it, I just go, okay. Can't believe this world we're living in, but okay. Okay. Let's do rhythm backend. I've used this enough times that I kind of know what I'm. So that was rhythm backend, and then we need no, and then we need rhythm front end. Last time I accidentally like used them in the wrong way. It was so frustrating. Okay, rhythm front end, rhythm back end. All right, Here's the fun part. Okay, we got everything we need. Dude, how are you still working on this? Okay, we got the file structure from here. So we now don't need this. Okay. I don't know why this keeps reopening itself. It keeps resetting for some reason. I just need to check to make sure it's got everything I need. Wow, I feel like I'm burning time just making sure I'm doing this right, and that shouldn't be the goal to do this right now. Okay, so file structure breakdown. Okay, cool. All right. Stop resetting. Jeez Louise. Okay. Start building out the features of this product. Have the front end code, front end, back end code bases, as well as the feature breakdown and the project overview and the project, how would I put this? And the code files needed. Here are the code I want to tackle right now. I'm gonna let this run that. And then I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna run the exact same thing for the one right below it. You don't wanna run too much because then you'll start having conflicts when you're merging pull requests on GitHub. But you can always have it still build because as you can see that this is 24 pages long. And this will be back-end code. All right, and where are we at with this? Because I would love to just go ahead and start writing something so you guys can see it. Still not written yet. How many files have you written? 9? Oh, this is the last one because this is the implementation step, which I won't need. And the reason I don't need the implementation step is you'll see in a second. Actually, I might need this one. So sometimes you have to look at this stuff just to make sure you're looking at it right. So it's gonna need framer. Scroll triggered animations, that makes sense, yeah. Okay. So we gotta replace some core components. I knew we'd have to replace the CSS. That's basically how things are laid out and things like that. Week 2, that's funny. We're gonna do all that right now, my friend. Micro interactions, add ripple effects. I think that's gonna be a little much. I'm not gonna lie, like, cause I'm gonna be using this. So at some point I'm gonna be like, hey, this is overkill. Like, roll some of this back. Yeah, I have no clue why it's resetting every 3 seconds. Cause you just pull that task. You did, didn't you? So this was front end. Did you catch that back end one? Or did you completely fumble it? I wouldn't be surprised if it stopped doing what I needed to do. This is the first time it's ever done that. I think this is a browser issue. Yeah, I completely lost it. Okay, right. I was trying to show something, and I've been doing this for 5 days straight. And the moment that I really want to show something, you're like, nope. I don't care what you're trying to show. I'm going to reset my browser every single time you open it, which is crazy. Still. No wonder you keep losing the thread. I'd hope it would like keep coding in the background, so maybe I'll let it get started. Look, it just reset again. Jeez. Okay. Let's just sit here. We've wasted so much time just having it recycle the thing. Just build out some of the features. Here, let's just sit here for a second while it builds out some of the features. Okay, so how this is structured is by artifact. The reason I don't like how it handles artifacts, so that is why I have this thing over to the side here that I'll go back and forth with. So as it's building things, how it depends on how it builds things is really important. Hold on. Okay, just need to make sure. Because it really messes up some of the items that I really want to be cleaner. Why'd you do magic link login? See, now it's going crazy, right? I'm going to delete some of this stuff that I don't need. But right now, you're just kind of letting it do what it's going to do. We don't have magic link, so I don't know why. Where did it get magic link from? So what I'll essentially do is I just won't use that file. Is this done yet? Okay, cool. Great. Good night. It took forever. And it's 50, so I gotta leave in 15 minutes. Hopefully we can show you what this thing does. Here we go. Slide this over. So you can literally just do this, update. I just put update the product. I used to like write longer definitions. I realized if it documents them correctly, I can just run it like this. And it add to product. So if something's new, I'll say add to product. Again, I'm not even sure if you need that. I just want to give it a little bit more context. Usually I'll run 3 or 4 at a time and then I'll stop running them. So here, like some of these things are enhanced. So that's going to create, that's more likely to product. That is more likely to create a conflict in GitHub, which is basically, I've learned, I didn't notice at first, was basically like when you're merging something that might have a different code name than another thing that you're having it write. So you merge it, but in the process, it's writing 4 different files. So as you can see right here, for a different project called Merit, you're at 436 lines of code, okay? So it's writing all these files and it's using different names and things like that. So when you change a core file, it automatically conflicts with the file you just wrote. So this file up here could conflict with the file that's right down here. That usually doesn't happen. All right, so look, it's ready. 239 lines of code. So I open it up in a new tab because again, I've worked with this long enough to know what happens if you don't. You see it changed some things here. All the green is what it changed. Red is what it didn't change. So it basically wrote this new file. So I'm gonna open a pull request. I usually wait for it to kind of do its thing. It's gonna open now. It automatically checks everything. And you just merge it. And that is how I just wrote 236 lines of code. Now, before I would copy and paste it, like from Claude, when I didn't, because there was a video that I think just came out, like at this point, it's probably a couple days, where I just didn't know. Like when it says it's a new file, that means there probably will be zero conflicts, which means you can just flow right through it. And the best thing about it is it keeps track of all the changes of lines. So right here, you'll see this one is a 210 and 0. This was 239 and 0. But you can also see what's merged, so you know, so you can keep track of all these tabs that you're opening. So then the fun part is that you can just keep opening. And again, if you have too many of these running at the same time, like you will encounter merge conflicts, where then you have to go to Claude and just say, hey, I have this merge conflict or whatever. But by and large, like, it's pretty seamless until you hit a merge conflict. So that's how I've been able to write so many lines of code over the past weekend. I'm probably giving away too much sauce at this point, but no one's watching these videos anyways. So, but I will essentially like redo my entire thing. Like, look, let's see if I already did this, because I think I did. Oh, no, I didn't. See, it would have said merged if it hadn't. So now to click to merge, right? So I go here, and it says open, open. So now I can just run down the list. So I already did that one. Oh, and best part, if it sees that your code that you just input, like if you forget which one you're on, it'll see what code you have and say, and then it'll have a comment that's like, see, that just wrote 431 lines of code right there. To product. And then it said that these merged, right? So I'm going to go ahead and close the tabs to the right. Keep it pushing. So this is going to build out the dashboard right here. You got to make sure. So right now I'm building front end and back end for two separate products at the same time. At some point I was doing 4 products at the same time and got confused about the front end and back end. So I was adding a back end code to a back end of a different product. That was not fun to have to like undo, but it's like, but when I went to undo it, I was just like, hey, I went to Claude and said, hey, look at this front end. I think I put it in the wrong place. Just remove all the code and give me the file back. And I just did that and then went back to codex and said, hey, update this file. Oh, see, look. See what I meant? Now there's a conflict. That's what you do not want to happen. It's annoying. I'm not going to lie. Here, let me show you what it is. So I come over here and I go to resolve conflict, and right here said, I have a conflict in GitHub that can you help me solve it using the context of both the front end and back end code bases in the project. No, I should probably get text expander for the words in the project knowledge to get context. To get context. Here's the conflict. So again, I'm doing this fast, but I had to basically painstakingly walk through how to solve these. So it's somewhat like at some point I referenced something that was different than I referenced somewhere else in the code. And it's like, wait, you just said something that you weren't supposed to say, or you said something that got removed a little bit ago. So I'll wait. Fortunately, I have these animations. So these things, they'll show you if they're synced or not synced. And so then I'll come in here, just have it do that. Then I'll go back. Now, sometimes you'll keep moving and it'll pull another one. And at that point, I'm like, I stop coding and I work on a different project until the conflict is resolved. Because if a conflict happens on this project, on this file right here, I'll completely stop. So I'll do this last bit, and then I'll show you how I do a conflict, and then I got to go pick up the kid. So let's see. Hopefully there's nothing in here that's going to freak it out. Let's see what we got. I always hate seeing a conflict because it's just an extra step. Oh, look, nothing. Let's put this in. Okay, so big disclaimer, okay? When you're doing it this way, you have to make sure that you have ample amount of time to test. Because essentially, since I'm building this for me, I don't need to test like crazy. So I'm just building out these features kind of blindly, and then I'm going to test it later when I'm actually using the product. That is the benefit of building things that I want to use or that I need. But if I'm building something like I'm building something for a VC fund, I have to test that on the front end. And if you're using AI, testing costs money. So you want to test with the lowest, you want to make sure you put into your product the ability to select back and forth between models so that you can run all your tests on the cheapest model. I think it's like 4.0 mini or something, 4.0 micro or something like that. So that would be really helpful for you to be able to test, because you need to test every single thing that you're doing. I'm just not testing that right now because I'm in a hurry and I'm the only one who's going to be using this. Okay, so it said it resolved the conflict in the background. I'll take this. I'll copy it. I'll go back to the resolve. Uh-oh. Okay, I was about to say. Oh, because it restarted the freaking thing. Markers resolve, commit merge. And it will usually, like 100 times out of 100, I've never seen it come back like wrong again, wrong twice. I think that's the benefit. See, look, it's right. I think that's a benefit of having the ability to say like, hey, my project files are in here, reference that. I think that's why you do all the setup that I did, so that you can do that pretty easily. All right, so we built out a couple products. Is this merged or not? Okay, this merged. So we can move all of that. Sometimes I keep this open so I can just run all my conflicts if I know that I'm going to be building like 6 or 7 at a time, like using codex to build 6 or 7 at a time. But yeah. And then this keeps track of all the merges. So it looks like this one hasn't even been open yet. Yep. So this one, because it was made so long ago, is probably going to have a merge conflict. I have a feeling. I'll be pleasantly surprised if not. If it's a brand new piece of code, sometimes it doesn't. But if it's an update, oh, look, it must have been brand new. Cool. So that merged. All right. So now, see, I didn't open that in the second tab. So all these are merged. This is merged. Okay, so everything's merged that I've now worked on. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna leave that there. Now I'm gonna come over to Bolt. And you see, Bolt's been keeping up with every change I've made in the background. So now, all that stuff that product designer did for me, now it might look broken now because we haven't implemented every single thing that we need to implement. But if we were to go to, dude, I got 4 minutes. Let's see if I can find something really quickly. Okay, if we were to go to task card with micro interactions. Oh, what about this? What about the core? And what was in the core updates, animation? Yeah, what was this? What was in here? What did you add? Let's see if I can read some of this. Rhythm, specific timings, spatial rhythms. Okay, so I don't know what, I can't read it fast enough. See if we can poke around. It would be easier if it had done something that was not focused so heavily on micro interactions, which means that like I have to do an action. You're going? Okay.
Can you get her a snack though?
You're coming back?
Yeah.
What you need?
You need
Okay, got you. Why'd you block that? I gotta do some settings work because it's resetting way too many. Like I'm still using all the tabs. It's resetting. I don't know why it keeps doing it. Okay, it's not gonna work with me. Sorry, it literally just did this. So I don't know why it's not working on the preview. Let's see if I can find a micro interaction that. Dang, I'm so sorry. This is frustrating. Is there something that can? My dashboard. Okay, that's not it. Okay. I wonder if it needs to. Hold on. No, it has the animations down there. Okay, let's see. Let's see what I missed. What did I miss? Where is it at? Enhanced layout, enhanced dashboard. Didn't I do that already? Update animations and colors. That should have been it. Time-based features to the dashboard. Well, looks like my partner is going to pick up a kid, so let's do a couple more of these. Maybe we can get something that's really good. Let's see rhythm front to product. So like just now I've written, or it's written, like just now in my code base is now probably 2,000 lines. Just like, how could you not want to build something complex? I keep talking about one-shotting, and everyone I talk to, I'm like, please don't try and one-shot something. Think deeply, or at least try hard. If you don't, like we're invested in getting access to these tools because they're helping me build things and learn things really quickly. Like I said, this thing might have taken me like a week or so to do in the past. Now this will probably take me like a night if I really like focused on it. Even with the 24 pages of product. Because I bet, you know what? Let's push it. What am I doing? So what's that? So that's features, authentication. Let's do feature 2. Why not? Add all of these files to my product. Can you help me create the task to write the code that I can implement in new tasks? There's no way this works because that was front end and back end. Okay, so let's just do back end or front end. Let's just do front end. I don't know if it can do this. I've never tried to just take the swath. But let's ask it first. See what it's got. And this is the fun. You're just trying to figure out how far you can push it. Because if I can push it that far, then all of a sudden, and it's like having like multiple programmers because I just gave it a huge task, figure out if I could code all that all at once, and for it to come up with the task itself or the files to the product. And now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to ask it to do something completely different. Then I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna see if I'm gonna create pull requests, see if the merge works. Like you can really get into fluid motion. Oh, and that's it. That's all the updates. So then I just gotta figure out why it should have been made by now. So then I just got to figure out why Bolt isn't showing up. That's all. But these are all the features that the product designer like looked at the product and was like, hey, like this isn't what we really want. But it's not including really the brand in a deep way. Thought we already merged this. See, that's so handy. Look, I hadn't merged it yet, and this is all new. So I don't think, oh, it is gonna update the animation CSS. Okay. There's no way that's gonna work how I think it might work, which is it's just gonna create all the tasks and the code. There's no way it'll let me do that. That would cost. Hold on. Oh my gosh. No way. Okay, here's the problem. OpenAI don't code this, and Claude don't code the same way. So if I start these tasks, which I could, the code would be different and might not work together. Wow, that's pretty crazy. So essentially, I could start this and run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dude, why not? I don't really care. Like I said, I don't like this problem. Isn't this product isn't something that I'm like we're trying to push this thing as far as we can. Why not? And then not only that, let's go back. Oh, dude, I gotta go. So if I'm gonna do that, then let's go ahead and do the whole thing. Let's do backend now. Where was that? Oh, over here. So we're gonna take this, and we're literally gonna do exactly what we fed it before. We're not gonna change anything because this is all backend. So you see right here, I'm in the wrong file. Rhythm backend. Gotta make sure, otherwise it'll add. You don't want to. It took me a while to figure out how to get out of that last time. Okay. Yeah, the fact that these keep resetting is killing my momentum. Let's take this. And come up here. And then ask it. And then let's I'm so nervous. I don't know why. Let's go, man. Why not? Why not? And yeah, make sure that you can keep track of everything because now things are about to get pushed way down. Like these products that I'm working on down here, like this one that I haven't done yet. Wait, no, that wasn't it. I should probably just go ahead and accept this. before it gets out of hand. All right, so this is for a completely different product that I'm also building. Okay. So let's go ahead and add. Please don't have a conflict. I do not have time for that right now. Okay, these are all running. Is this the one I need to add? So you kind of have to keep all this running your head. Crap. All right, got a conflict. Does this have a conflict? Okay, this is for the other product that isn't even the one I'm working on right now. So let's go ahead and add that so we can knock that off. And then my partner just picked up the kid. I got a notification, so I got to get up and get off this. This is crazy. I can't believe. No, this is that one, right? Stop reloading the tabs. Jeez. Because I'm losing my train of thought every time it happens. Oh, see? I did it. Look. Campaign participation. Oh, sorry. Okay, remove duplicate. It's this right here, right? Didn't I ask for it? Oh, here we go. Issues and tasks. Okay, cool. So essentially what I'm going to do later is I'm going to actually run these back through Claude anyways. Just to be safe. All right, so that one's done. This is why I need a different computer. This one has, I believe, oh nope, that one's merged in Merit. And this one has the conflict. Right? See? Taking seconds every time. All right, see y'all. Gotta go. Run.